The Dunnellon Police Chief tonight declared his plan to exit from the department, and his officers are following him. This would all but shut down the Dunnellon Police Department.
And tonight, the officers announced they will join the Marion County Sheriff's Office. TV 20's Lali Salachi tells us why some residents are not happy about the change.
What is the reason to have a city if you don't have a police department?
The Dunnellon Police Chief announced his department will join the Marion County Sheriff's Office. Chief McQuaig announced he and the 10 officers are resigning and moving over to the Sheriff's Office by July.
I think for the men and women of the Dunnellon Police Department going with the Sheriff's Office, they are going to advance. They can advance more rapidly now, and at the end of the day, they will have more money in their pocket for their families.
Chief McQuaig says the consolidation comes after a lack of funding, and MCSO offered better paying salaries. He says Dunnellon will keep 8 deputies in the city at all times.
I feel that this is a good opportunity for the officers. They have given it their all here. They're well trained, but the advancement and the money is just not here.
Mayor Wally Dunn said he was surprised to hear the announcement. Some residents took their concerns to the podium and worry this change may impact taxpayers.
The Dunnellon City Council several years ago decided to let the fire department go back to the county. So I'm paying an extra $300 a year for that.
Lynn McAndrew worries the change may affect emergency response time in her community.
I know all the officers. They also patrol the river so that, you know, people who come here tubing and boating and swimming know that there's a policeman that's not that far away if they need help.
Mayor Dunn and Chief McQuaig will meet to discuss details on Wednesday. Lali Salachi, TV 20 News.